Do you know that the media is a powerful political tool used by governments to influence people? Countries of the West, especially the United States, recognize this and have used the media countless times to spread their propaganda, beliefs, and ideas. Not only do they do that, but they also use the media to control the narrative to their own interest. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has committed himself to fighting insecurity, which has persisted in Burkina Faso for years, leading to the death of many and the displacement of many more from their homes. He has put in a lot of effort, such as outfitting the Burkinabe military, purchasing high-grade military equipment, and entering into partnerships with countries that would help in the fight against insecurity. However, despite his efforts and some victories he has achieved, Western media has only published news about how the insecurity persists after French forces were kicked out. But that's not all. In February, the so-called Human Rights Watch organization, an organization based in New York, published a damning report about how the army in Burkinabe killed 223 people, including children in 2 villages. Now, when you hear something like this, especially when it comes from the leadership of Captain Traoré, someone admired by a lot of people, doesn't it create a distorted view of Traoré and Burkina Faso? Of course it does. This news makes us feel that Traoré might not be who we think he is, and that is exactly the narrative that the West is trying to push. This is confirmed by a statement in the report made by Human Rights Watch, which we will show you later on in this video. So the West, especially the United States, is trying to push a narrative, but the citizens of Burkina Faso, the people who are truly affected by the insecurity, have pushed back on this narrative. Last month, hundreds of Burkinabe citizens gathered together in front of the U.S. Embassy in the capital city, Ouagadougou, to protest U.S. accusations of rights abuses against civilians by the Burkinabe army, as detailed in the Human Rights Watch report. You see, after Human Rights Watch published the reports, the US and Britain urged Burkina Faso's military government to thoroughly investigate the alleged killings. In a statement released by the United States and UK governments, both countries stated that the US and UK governments are gravely concerned by reports of massacres of civilians by Burkinabe military forces in late February. So, in response to these accusations, the citizens of Burkina Faso, consisting of shopkeepers and private sector workers, mobilized by the National Coordination of Patriotic Citizen Monitoring Associations, decided to gather together and express their anger in front of the U.S. Embassy. Footage of the protest showed citizens carrying placards that read, "We sovereign people of Burkina Faso demand you leave our territory. Focus on Gaza and Ukraine." According to Soumaila Nana, spokesperson for the organizers of the protest, it was astonishing that the US and the UK had fallen for the false accusations of the alleged massacre of civilians by the army. Another spokesman, Mahamadou Ouedraogo, said, "We have come to deliver a message to the Americans to put an end to these accusations against our armed forces, who are defending the country at the cost of their lives." He also questioned, "Where are these human rights defenders when terrorists are massacring our populations? What are they doing?" So, if the citizens of Burkina Faso, people who are living in a country suffering from jihadist attacks, are protesting the allegations made by Human Rights Watch, then there is every possibility that the report is wrong. Think about it. If the report was actually correct, why would the citizens come out to protest against it? Someone might say maybe the military government is trying to cover it up. But that's not true, because if you observe the protests, it was not organized by the government. Instead, it was organized by a Burkinabe civil society organization that was concerned about the image that the report gave to the country. Hence, the reason for the protest. Now, let's look at the Human Rights Watch reports in detail. According to the Human Rights Watch, the Burkinabe military summarily executed at least 223 civilians, including at least 56 children, in 2 villages on February 25, 2024. They said that these alleged mass killings are the worst army abuse in Burkina Faso since 2015, and appear to be part of a widespread military campaign against civilians accused of collaborating with Islamist armed groups, and may amount to crimes against humanity. The report also added that the Burkinabe authorities should urgently undertake a thorough investigation into the massacres, with support from the African Union and the United Nations to protect its independence and impartiality. The Human Rights Watch said that they got their information by interviewing 23 people by telephone, including 14 witnesses to the killings, 3 local civil society activists, and 3 members of international organizations. The organization also reported that it verified videos and photographs shared by survivors of the aftermath of the killings and injured survivors. In addition, the report suggested that the military killed those citizens as a revenge attack against the attacks conducted by the group across the country. It also said that according to survivors, the military accused those citizens of collaborating with the jihadists and killed them for it. However, the authorities in Burkina Faso, through its communications minister Rimtalba Jean-Emmanuel Ouedraogo, have denied these allegations. Speaking to the press, Jean stated that the government of Burkina Faso strongly rejects and condemns such baseless accusations. He also revealed that there was an attack led by jihadists on the 2 villages, stated in the Human Rights Watch report, leading to a legal inquiry into the incident. However, the minister expressed his surprise that, while this inquiry was still going on, to establish all the facts that happened, the HRW, all of a sudden with boundless imagination, identified the guilty and pronounced its verdict. So how did the HRW get that information as fast as possible? Do you know that this report from the HRW is the same report the organization published about the Burkina Faso army in November 2023? Although the figures are different, the Human Rights Watch in November 2023 accused the Burkina Faso army of attacking a village and killing at least 70 people, including children and elderly people. And just like the February attack, the report stated that the soldiers blamed the villagers for cooperating with the jihadists. The question is, where are the proofs of these attacks? Where are the video interviews of the survivors? Where are the pictures? For the authorities in Burkina Faso, the protest by the citizens of the country justifies their claim that the allegations are baseless. If the reports were true, the citizens would not have openly come out to protest. So we can say that the report by the HRW might just be propaganda by the West to change and control the narrative that the world has about the military government of Burkina Faso. By publishing this negative and damning report, it paints the image that the Burkina Faso military is not competent and moral enough to fight the insecurity, and so it will need the support of the international community. This was confirmed by a statement made by the executive director of Human Rights Watch, Tirana Hassan. She said, "The massacres in Nandin and Soro villages are just the latest mass killings of civilians by the Burkina Faso military in their counterinsurgency operations." She then added, "The repeated failure of the Burkina Faso authorities to prevent and investigate such atrocities underlines why international assistance is critical to support a credible investigation into possible crimes against humanity." Did you hear that? She said, "International assistance is critical." Human Rights Watch emphasizes international assistance as if the international community is better at protecting human rights than every other country. Yet, there have been countless reports of foreign soldiers who come into African countries to help fight insecurity, who engage in crimes such as rape and even murder. It's obvious that the West is not happy with the current happenings in African geopolitics, especially in the Sahel, whereby its influence is gradually weakening, and Russia and China seem to be taking over. So, by pushing the narrative that the Burkina military is incompetent and needs foreign interference because that is exactly what it is, it would cause agitation both within and outside Burkina Faso for a change in leadership or pressure the government to accept Western help. However, the citizens of Burkina Faso have refused to sit back and accept the narrative. They decided to protest and change the narrative that the Burkina military remains dedicated to the fight against insecurity in the country. With this, we can rest assured that the military under the leadership of Captain Traoré is committed to protecting the citizens while fighting the jihadists. This time, Western propaganda has failed. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and the shares video.